Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be testing out and reviewing the newest launch from Danessa Myricks Beauty. This is her Yummy Skin Lift and Flex Concealer. Now this retails for $30 US and you can find it in 20 different shades. I grabbed the shade 6 Neutral for today's video. This is a medium to full coverage concealer. It also includes hyaluronic acid and vitamin E in the formula, which is great for anybody that has a dry under eye area. It's supposed to keep the under eye very nice and hydrated. You can use this all over the face. You can use it to obviously correct the under eye area. You can use it to just spot conceal. This is meant for everything, everywhere along the face, as most concealers are, I think, right? Now this does have a natural finish, so depending on what that looks like underneath my eyes, we'll determine whether or not we set it at that point. But not a whole lot. As far as how to use it, you're just supposed to simply dot the concealer under the eyes or the face with the applicator. And then of course you can blend it out with a brush, a sponge, or with your fingers. For today, I think I'm gonna be using a powder puff to blend this out underneath the eyes. That has been my go-to lately, so we're just gonna keep going with it. And as far as a color corrector, I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Putty Color Corrector. This is the eye brightener in the shade Medium Tan, which looks like this. And I am going to be using this underneath the right side. I'm not going to be using it underneath the left side so that we can test out or really see, get a good idea of just how much coverage this concealer will provide. So let's go ahead and get it out. Let me swatch this for you in case you use me as reference and you're curious about this concealer. That is what 6 Neutral looks like. And this is what it looks like next to my face. I think that'll work. Pretty sure that'll work. Let's get into it. Let's jump right in. So I'm gonna correct just the right side and not the left. I really like this corrector. It reminds me a lot, like if there ever was a close dupe to the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector, this would be it. Like as far as consistency and shade, everything, it works pretty much the exact same way. All right, looking a lot better already. I am gonna be wearing liquid foundation today, so let me jump off camera, take care of that, and I'll be right back to conceal. All right, I'm back, foundation is on. Let us begin. I'm gonna start over on the right side. I have a feeling that this is gonna look a little too light, but I think it tones down. I'm almost positive, but we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't look gray. That's all I'm hoping for, is that it doesn't look gray underneath the eyes. But anyway, we're gonna start off over here. This is a very brightening shade for my under eye area. I'm just gonna concentrate the product here, and then I'll probably add a little bit right here. I like this applicator because it does come to like a point at the tip, and so you can really get into the corner of the eye or of the under eye area, whereas other applicators are just too wide for that. And this is what I'm talking about. You see how pointy that is? And so it's kind of flat, curved, and pointing all at the same time. And since this does have a natural finish, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply some here too. I'm not afraid that it's gonna dry out on me or anything. And I always get the inner corner just to brighten that up as well. I feel like sometimes if I don't brighten up the inner corner of the eye, then it doesn't matter that I color corrected and that I concealed the dark circles underneath. It's still gonna look pretty dark. It's not gonna look as bright unless you apply a little bit to the inner corner right there. Anyway, so now I'm gonna take my powder puff, the clean side. As you can see, I've already used this for powder, but we're taking the clean side and we're gonna blend it out with this. It is giving that very brightened under eye look. Okay, very bright, very, very bright. I think maybe I should have gone with the next neutral shade up, but that's okay. I don't mind a bright under eye area as long as it's not gray. So we'll see what this side looks like. So far over here, it looks really good. Nice and bright. Can't really see anything through this concealer. And I've only applied one layer of it. All right, so we're gonna let this side be for now. I'm tempted to add a little bit more right here, but for now, we're just gonna let it hang out. Let's do this side now. And this side, I'm almost positive I'm gonna have to do two layers because I don't have a corrector, and I think that without 2 layers, it might end up looking a little gray, but we'll see. Okay, that looks really bright. Definitely a brightening shade for me. I swear I matched myself a lot better than this at the store. All right, we're gonna let it be. We're gonna let it be like that. I am gonna go ahead and add a little bit more to both sides. Just right here and right here where the hollow starts of the under eye area. And I'm not gonna add a ton, just a tiny bit more. So I am building both sides up. Okay, that looks a lot better. Now I'm gonna go over on this side. Okay, so both sides are really bright right now. Whoa, are they bright. I like it, but I don't love it. I need to get a setting powder. So what I usually use, I have 3 favorites right now, like 3 that I kind of just alternate through. Sometimes I'll use 2 of the 3, whatever. Usually it's my Oma Beauty Trip and Smooth in the shade Translucent, so it looks white, or the Huda Beauty Easy Bake in the shade Peach Pie. Really love this one. I might actually use this one. And then to brighten, I'll use the Bare Minerals Concealer in Summer Bisque, which really helps to brighten the under eye area. I don't need any brightening. These 2 do a lot of brightening together, but I don't really need brightening. I need more just like setting, because I feel like this is settling into my fine lines, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you can even see it from here. It's settling into my fine lines. So I'm gonna have to blend that away and set this in place. So which one am I gonna use? Since it is toning down, I think I might just go with my regular routine, my trusty setting powders. I'm gonna set lightly with the Trip and Smooth setting powder, and then I'll set a little heavier, just a tiny bit heavier with the Easy Bake. You get a brush, because you definitely need a brush for this. Gosh, I have so many dirty brushes. It's ridiculous at this point. I don't want to face it. I don't want to wash them. There's just so many. It's gonna take me days, literal days. Anyway, let me go in and just blend this away. You know, it said that it had a natural finish, but it feels a little matte, like a flexible matte. So I don't know. I don't know about this one. Let's set this very lightly with the Oma Beauty powder. Just like a dusting. Yeah, this shade looks off. I don't love it. So if it works out, I'm definitely gonna have to exchange it or buy another one to mix in with this one. Okay, let's set this under eye. Okay, so after lightly setting, then I may as well just set my T-zone, honestly. Why not? Then I'll go in with my Easy Bake powder and set the under eye area, like truly set it in place. So just grabbing some with the powder puff, shaking off the excess, looking down and setting this guy into place. Okay. I feel like I lost a little bit of coverage and maybe like the under eye area looks a little yellow. What do you guys think? I feel like it looks a little yellow like right here. But let's go ahead and continue to press a little bit of this powder under the eye. Okay. So that looks okay. I still feel like I'm getting two different shades right there, like yellow and then, of course, a little gray, which isn't great, okay? I don't love it. And that is with a color corrector. Let's see what the left side is gonna look like. I don't know if I love it right now, to be completely honest. It looks a little dry, which I wasn't expecting because of the natural finish that it's labeled as having. I didn't think that it was gonna look dry with a little bit of powder, but it seems like it does. However, it's not too bad. Another thing, of course, it's that I can still see my dark under eye area. So I would absolutely put this under a more like high medium situation or high medium category than full coverage, because usually, especially if I use 2 layers of concealer on top of my color corrector, which is what I did over here, I usually am not able to see anything. But with this one, my dark circles are still peeking through just a little bit, but they are. So yeah, let me bring you guys in now so that you can get a good look under the eyes and you can see what I'm talking about as far as it looking just a little bit dry and losing a little bit of coverage. All right, so here it is up close. This is the side that we color corrected, and like you can see, there's some grayness peeking through right there. And similar situation over here, although I feel like this side looks a tad bit drier. All right, so now that you've gotten a close-up, let me jump off camera, finish the rest of my makeup for the day, and I will be right back. All right, I am back. Makeup is done, ready to continue on with the day. It is currently 12:10, so we're gonna wear it for a full day and see what it does. So far, like now that I have everything else on, it looks fine underneath the eyes. Still looks a little bit too dry for my liking, at least starting off the day. Like I understand sometimes concealers can start to look drier and drier as the day progresses, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that like this will settle in and it'll like, you know, warm up with my skin. I am gonna be out a lot today, so you know, not too super hot outside, but we're still like in the low 80s, high 70s, so it's also not cold. So we'll see how it wears. I'll come back in a few hours, probably around 4 o'clock for like a quick midday check-in, see how the concealer's doing. So far it's good. So far, it's good. So far, I don't have any issues with it, especially now that I have everything else on. So I'll see you guys back here in a few hours for a quick midday check-in. Okay, I'm back for a quick midday check-in. It is currently 5:01. So I've had this on for 5 hours, like little less than 5 hours, I think. Anyway, this is what the under eye area currently looks like. This is the side that we did not color correct, and this is the side that we did color correct. As far as coverage goes, I think they're the same at this point. They both, you know, both under eye areas do look a little dry. They do. But coverage, I'm getting pretty much the same amount of coverage underneath both eyes. What do you guys think? Ignore the missing patch of like concealer and foundation right here and right here. This is where my glasses sit and it just always happens. So this is what we're looking at halfway through the day. I'd say good, not great, because of how dry it looks. Don't love that, but coverage is there. So we're gonna continue to wear it for a good like 3 more hours, I think. Something like that. I'll be back around 8 o'clock for my final check-in of the day. But so far, So far it's okay. Anyway, I will see you back here in a few more hours for my final check-in of the day. All right, I am back for my final check-in of the day. It is currently, what time is it? It is 8:43 in the evening, and I am ready for bed, okay? I'm ready. Now, before we get into what I think about this concealer after wearing it for an entire day, I wore it outdoors, I wore it indoors, I wore it all day long, I was sweating, I was cold, like just everything, okay? We put it through a lot. But before I go into what I think, let me zoom you guys in so that you can get a good up-close look at the under eye area after a full day of wear. All right, so this is the under eye area up close. As a reminder, this is the side that was color corrected to begin with, and this is the side that was not. All right, now that we have that out of the way, the next part's easy. Do I love it? No. Do I hate it? Also no. It's a good concealer, not great. Good, not great, at least for my under eye area. Good because it stayed in place, it didn't seem to wear off, and whether or not you use it with corrector, it really doesn't seem to affect the coverage level, because for me, like, I see it and it looks the same under both eye areas, even though I color corrected this area and I went in with 2 layers of concealer. They both look the same. So that's a plus. However, it does need to be set if you're gonna use, you know, any normal amount to conceal dark circles, especially if you have the level of darkness that I do or more, then you are gonna need to apply a little bit more and you might need to do a couple of layers, but just be prepared for it to settle in between fine lines, which you may need to set for the rest of the day. I mean, I really didn't want it to continue to settle all day long, which is why I set it in the morning, but it did make it look a little dry. So, I mean, there's that, you know, that trade-off, like it won't settle, but it does look a little dry. I thought that it would provide a higher level of coverage over on the right because of the layers, the amount of layers and the corrector, but it didn't. In conclusion, good, not great. Will I continue to wear this? Probably not, if I'm being 100% honest. Probably not gonna reach for this a whole lot because of the shade, and then just because it's not what I'm looking for when I'm wearing or wanting to wear concealer, you know? So that completes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's product review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future videos. And also don't forget to follow me over on Instagram, where I absolutely love to interact with you guys. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah. Bye.